Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing incredibly well. Today I am doing your daily channeled reading here inside of my private Facebook group, Home for the Healer Academy. And if you're watching this replay on YouTube, then hello, how are you? I hope you're doing so well. And if you're watching this replay or live here inside of Facebook, say hello. Happy Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, just depends. I show up live here in this space to give you just a channeled collective reading. So this is going to be whatever spirit kind of wants to bring forward. And again, you can watch the replay here in the group or on my YouTube channel. Hi, I hope you guys are doing super well. I am so excited to be here with you today. I'm going to get into this. And as always, comment down below. I'll come back and chat with you guys and connect with you and things like that. But the biggest thing that I feel like Spirit wanted to bring through was about how evolution is essential, but it's not everything. And this, I was like, what are you talking about? This, yes, it is. So of course my human had some things to say, but obviously this message is for all of us in some way, including myself. So I want to get deeper into this. So I'm asking, Spirit to come in and really channel these messages for us. And I want to set the intention now, first and foremost, as I do in any private reading or anything like that. My higher self is the one who really comes through with these messages and gets them from Spirit, from Source, and human Holly is just the channel to kind of direct the messages in a way that makes sense to you on the other side. And I quickly want to just have you on the other side of this camera, whether it's live or on the replay, to set your intention on like, what is it that you kind of need to hear out of this, and kind of set that intention of like allowing Spirit or your higher self or whatever to really give you clear indication on what it is that you need to hear, and where in the area of your life Spirit is kind of talking to you on. So I just want to set that intention there. So it's really interesting because I'm seeing this vision of almost, it's like getting lost. I'm hearing getting lost in the higher realms, getting lost in these higher states of consciousness and different realms of evolution and understanding. And this is something that I think a lot of people are and have and will fall into when it comes to the spiritual awakening. And the thing that kind of wants to be brought to the forefront here that Spirit's talking about is remembering that your identity is not evolution. Like your ability to move forward and to evolve and to experience the life outside in your 3D world that you really desire is not codependent or not dependent on where you are in your state of evolution or where you are mentally or what you understand or where you are on your healing journey and so on and so forth. It's remembering, Spirit saying, it's remembering that you came here for divine purpose and reason in an awakening of who I am, and also in a deeper understanding of I get to experience life in whatever way I choose to. And what happens is there's this weird back and forth energy that we're seeing that's coming through in humanity of I need to evolve, I am evolving, and also it's getting misconstrued with the ego and the paradigm of am I doing enough? Can I do more? Should I do more? I'll only have if I do more. And Spirit kind of wants to break that paradigm and crack it open and say, look at this. Does this resonate in your soul? Do you feel that you're not enough? Do you feel that you haven't done enough to be able to be exactly who you are? Do you feel like you haven't done enough, or you haven't experienced enough, you haven't healed enough to experience your divine birthright to limitlessness and to the overflow of joy available in your heart? There's some people here on this call or this live or whatever watching that are feeling a sense of less than. Like it's almost like You may look at people who are evolved or that are, maybe you watch them, maybe, who knows, like you watch them on YouTube or whatever the case is. Maybe it's on Gaia TV or, I don't know, people that you may look up to in some form or fashion. And it's almost like you hold them on this level of hierarchy that they're more, or that they're saying that people can be a beautiful example to you while also understanding that they're still on the same level of connection to you. Okay. And this even goes to like bosses and things like that. Like those of you that work for people, like there's this hierarchy that Spirit's wanting you to look at and see, like, is this really something that you want to keep, like the dynamic? Do you want to keep this dynamic going in this way? Because it's a sense of understanding that at the end of the day, we are all beautifully and divinely the same. And it's also a reminder that if you yourself are in a leader position, or if you yourself are someone who people look up to or people watch or people connect with or pay for services or whatever, that you're also being mindful of your words and realizing that your words have power, big power, right? So we have the fifth ray of intellectual knowledge, and look at that. See, it's also this understanding. Some of you may feel too like there might be people that you are looking at that, and this, it feels, I don't like when Spirit gives me messages that I feel like I kind of have to like say things, because if it was me on the other end, I would feel like I was called out. So my human always has a hard time, but like I have to just say what Spirit's saying. Some of you, I'm so sorry if this is upsetting in any way, but there are people watching this on the replay, watching live, whatever, that you look up to people and they also trigger something within you. There's almost this trigger of like, I could never do that. And Spirit's saying that this feeling of discontentment, or like, almost like, I don't know if it might not be necessarily jealousy, but this like feeling of, they want you to understand that this trigger from these people or person or whatever, whoever's coming up in your mind right now, or whoever gets brought into your awareness, I would set the intention of like, if you don't know what I'm talking about in your life specifically, set the intention of like, show me who or what this is. But there's this sense of like, I'm being triggered by this person. And what Spirit is trying to show you is that the reason why you're being triggered by this person is not because of them necessarily. It's not because of who they are and the role that they're playing. It's that there is parts of you that feels like you cannot have something that they have. There's parts of you that feels like you cannot be that authoritative figure or whatever it is that they are being. It leads me back to an example of, I posted a long TikTok about this and how I have a friend who was training with someone, and her boss, the assistant, so they're assistants to a boss. So the assistant who's training my friend was like, oh, well, this boss is rude and she's this and that. And my friend was kind of watching from the outside, looking in on their conversation and emails and things like that. And she was like, she's not as bad as you think. I think that maybe she just has a very, empowered position, a very empowered state of being, and sometimes that can come off a little bit alpha or intimidating or whatever. And it was clear that the person who was training my friend was being triggered by this. And on some level and layer, of course, I can't tell you why, because I don't know necessarily, but as an intuitive person and as someone who's done a lot of soul work, from the outside looking in on this story, it's clear that yes, of course, this person in authority may have some kind of like a rough, reaction or way of talking and things like that. But this assistant has some type of wounding in herself where she feels like she cannot be that on some level, or that she feels or wishes on some level that she could embody more of that. And there's two ways of going here. It's I embody that and stand up for myself and stand in my power and realize that she's just being who she wants to be or whatever the case is, or she can, cower down into this position of, you know, she's mean or whatever the case is, right? Like, obviously I'm not in the scenario, so I don't know, but Spirit's bringing this up as the same thing here, where it's like, are there people, or is there someone in your life that you're almost looking at, you know, poorly in a sense, because they're shining their light in a direction that maybe the light is actually attaching or shining light on parts of you that are not fully your truth. And it's so interesting because I just had a meeting and a call with someone, a peer of mine who is an incredible healer, and she does amazing things, and we're talking about a collaboration and doing a collaboration together. And we were chatting about it, and I remember when I first met her a year and a half ago now, and I had this silly thought in my head, right, where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think she likes me for some reason. I felt this weird dynamic where my own wounding was being triggered. And come to find out, that was not the case at all, obviously. What it was, though, is that she stood for sisterhood. She stood for empowering women. And I clearly had a wounding around that. And rather than, it's not that she did anything. She literally did nothing. But because she stood so brightly in her power, in her light, my shadows were being triggered. And it was mirroring almost this belief or thought process that there was this weird dynamic between the two of us, when in reality it was not that at all. There was a part of me that wished that I had more of that strong foundation in my sisterhood. And I utilized it as an opportunity to grow and shift and change into a version of me that I desired to be. And once again, we have choice there. And so Spirit's saying, if and when, whether it's here and now or whether it's over the next couple of days, there is someone in your reality that is triggering you by being in their light. It's a call to look inward. It's a call to look at, where do you feel you cannot do that? Where do you feel you cannot be that? You cannot experience that and express that, or whatever the case is. And also remember that you are not less than just because someone has some type of place of power in your mind. Everyone is on the same playing field. Doesn't matter if someone gets paid more. It doesn't matter if someone is a celebrity. It doesn't matter. Everyone is just human. Everyone is just source, you know, really just playing out this like human experience. And so really quickly, I want to add on one last thing, because there's also, I feel like, this belief of this hierarchy when it comes to, you know, the spiritual realm. And of course, the spiritual realm has a higher state of consciousness, right? They're in a different realm and opportunity and things like that. But something that I've been taught for years now by the angelic realm is that a lot of times we will look at the angelic, and when I say we humans, we'll look at the angelic realm as almost like they're above us, and we're almost like praying for their help. Like, please have mercy on me, give me blah, 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 right? And something that they taught me is that it's not about us being able to do more for you because we're on the other side, or it's not about, oh, we're more powerful so that blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just a difference in consciousness. It's not a hierarchy. They're not better than you. They don't feel like they're better than you. They don't, you know, they of course have different types of power than you, but even then they can't come in and, you know, mess up free will or do like divine intervention unless there's like a major reason to do so. And so the biggest thing here is like, do not give your power to anything else outside of you, especially if you're feeling as though they're higher than you. And let's be clear, this also may not be a person. This could be a something, right? Like a thing. For example, a lot of people, I used to do this, equates money to power. So if someone had a lot of money, then they must have more power, you know? Or if I used to run my business where if people gave me money, I would immediately feel like I had to like drop everything for them all the time. When in reality, I still could have a normal life, even if someone's paying me. And we see that in the paradigm of the world, right? How many times have you gone out somewhere and you saw a customer being rude to the person who works there, and because they're the customer, they have blah, blah, blah. They think they have this power. Like, it's just a weird dynamic. It's a weird paradigm that's kind of dying. But the point is Spirit's saying, from this point forward, over the next few days and right now, remember that this person who is triggering you in some way, it has nothing to do with who they are. It doesn't make them the bad person, okay? It's an indication in your body of where you may be being asked to really look at yourself and really identify and and tap in and tune into, why is this bothering me? It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for experiencing the message, the overall message that your higher self is really trying to bring in. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it for today. If you're just jumping on, I'm about to get off. You can catch the replay here in the Facebook group, or you can jump onto YouTube and watch it a little bit later after I upload it there. But yeah, you guys, like, I know that this kind of doesn't really have much to do with what the caption was, because the caption is about like evolution not being everything, but it is, because it's a reminder that just because someone has something to say about life or about evolution or whatever does not mean that they are more, or that they know more, or anything like that. And social media creates this weird dynamic and belief system, and just like weird things. You know, we all know what it is. Like, you know, social media is kind of a place where we just put on this face and this facade, and it's just a reminder, like, it's really just all internal. Okay, I'm just always going to share to just continue to go back to self, over and over and over. Okay, so I hope that this helped you. I hope that you enjoyed this. I will be back again tomorrow. Once again, leave a comment down below so we can chat. Let me know if you already know what this is, you know who this person is or thing is, or if this is something that might come into your awareness over the next few days. Feel free to comment down below and we can chat about it. And just so everyone is aware, I just made the first announcement of my new membership. It's only $33 a month. We start our live calls January 31st. We'll be meeting 3 times a month, and it is literally all about learning how to tap in and tune into your own intuition, to recognize it, to trust it, and to use it in your 3D world, as well as in your abilities to grow and to evolve. And also I'll be talking a lot, of course, about your psychic gifts, which is really just your intuition, and how to tap deeper into those and how to connect even more into those. It's only $33 a month. I'm gonna have guest speakers every single month who are coming in around human design and wealth consciousness and witchcraft and doing all of this just like really fun stuff. It's going to be incredible, and I just barely put everything out about it. So if you want to jump in there, $33 a month, cancel anytime. I'll put all that information in the description here. My goal is really just for you to be able to activate this superpower that you have within your human experience, and that superpower is your intuition, is your psychic gifts, is your ability to be able to tap into the spiritual realm. Whether you want to do this, you know, as a business, that's like the last thing that I am worried about for you guys. I want you to get to a place in your life. I would love if you did, because I know how much it changes and changed my life, is to be able to understand your own ability to do these things, your own ability to take a step back, and when life is kind of throwing a curveball, for you to be able to tap in and know the way to go, not needing external validation, not needing to know the how and the why and all of this stuff, and just trusting yourself, trusting the divine, and trusting that you can make the correct decisions and that life does work for you. Okay, and so that is why I created this membership and also this space. And so if you're like, I'm not prepared to get into a membership or anything like that, I will still be showing up here live for you. But if you do want to go deeper and learn even more about that, it is available right now. And so I think that's it. I'll put everything in here, and if you want to share this video or rewatch it or whatever, you can check out my YouTube. I'll also put that in the description. And I love you guys so much. This is so fun. I love coming live a few times a week, and I'm gonna plan very soon a live a live reading session where I can do live readings and stuff, because I know you guys love those so much, and I do too. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, wherever you are, whatever time it is, day, night, whatever it is. Remember your superpower. Remember that you know the way. I love you so much. Talk to you soon.